Hello everybody, my name's Kanomanika and welcome back to the unboxing where today we have a big brown monolith. But it's not any big brown monolith. Ugh. We're not doing second takes because this is an unboxing. It's a big brown monolith I have to stand up for. Because today, as you saw in the title, it's time for another Haslab. That's right, today we are taking a look at the fourth Transformers Generations Haslab, that being the Transformers Legacy / Age of the Primes, not really sure where it fits in, Omega Prime set. Yeah, I'm excited for this. For those of you who don't know, this set pre-ordered in January of last year for like the 40th anniversary of Transformers. They were like, hey, let's do an Optimus Prime, but do the most obscure Optimus Prime, kind of. So, they did it as Haslab, which people have thoughts on. I'll talk about that at some later point, probably. Hopefully, if plans go to plan. But yeah, I ordered a copy. It pre-ordered in January, said it was going to come this fall, so like around October 2025. Shipped like in the winter for people in New Zealand specifically. And then people in the UK got a confirmation email that said theirs were going to ship in January, but Americans were going to get theirs in late April. Americans never got an email. We never got a chance to change our addresses or anything. I imagine because of current world events, but I'm not in the mood to talk about those right now. I'll talk about them later, probably, at some point in the video, I imagine. Anyways, yeah, today we are taking a look at the brand new Haslab, and I'm excited for it. I am standing up, so I might get as exhausted as I did back with a Giant Man. Hopefully not. But there's also going to be more in-depth than that because I have to transform things not on camera, but whatever. Anyways, it comes to ship to you if you just got it in like a Hasbro like case box, and you open that up. I don't have that here because it has my address on it, so I'm not gonna shut it. And once you get it out of that box, you get this: a big brown shipper. It has nothing on it. It has these corners that help protect it in the box. Thankfully, these are always appreciated. But I was gonna make that more dramatic, but it just fell into my chair. You take these off. And you got a box. I gotta open the box. I got my knife. Trusty knife. Yep. Shing. Let's turn it around. There we go. Open that up and I see it. Ooh, baby, that... I've seen this box and it looks nice. Ooh, it's got even more corner protectors. Let's go to hell. But yeah, I'm gonna move this in. Fucking hell. This is gonna be edited anyway. Give me a second. And we're back. Sorry about that. My wall came undone and it's kind of important aesthetically. Anyways. Yeah, once you get out of the box and take off the corner protectors on this box, you get this box. It's a big old cube-ic shape. Big old cubic shape. Let's see if I can get it in closer a little bit. So let's do that, and then... Nope. There we are. It's kind of taking up my entire space. That's okay. Anyways... Here is the actual goddamn Omega Prime box. There's my knife. So, at the front, you get this wonderful render of the entire set, essentially. You get a nice little piece of artwork of our good friend Omega Prime, the combined form of RID Optimus Prime and RID Ultra Magnus. And then you got Bluebolt here, the nice fun little bonus addition to the set. Transformers, Haslab, Omega Prime. He's an Autobot. This is a product for ages 15 and up. This is not for babies, so get the fuck out of here. Hasbro. Yeah. Anyways, on this side, you get an image of Optimus Prime from RID-01/Car Robots, and a little bit of Omega Prime's hand does come off on the corner, which is very nice. Transformers, Optimus Prime, to show which one it is. On this side, Well, that's technically Fire Convoy in Japan. I should note that. Anyways, on this side, we have God Magnus. We have the 40th anniversary of Transformers right there, an image of God Magnus, as well as the continuation of the Omega Prime image, a Optimus Autobot logo, and it says Ultra Magnus. There's also God Magnus in Japan. Whoop-de-doo! Anyways, on the bottom, I imagine it's going to be like legalese. Yeah, there's some legalese, some legal info. This is not a toy for babies, don't choke on it. And you get a render of the set right here. Omega Prime with the cool sword, as we'll call it. Anyways, and then I didn't show the top. The top shows an even cooler render, which I didn't even know was on it. This is like ripped straight out of the show. It's new art, don't get me wrong, but it's doing a pose from the show where he's got like his hands curled. It says Omega Prime right there. Optimus and Ultra Magnus. On the top it says Takara Tomy, the other company who worked on this, because Transformers. On the back, we have the Omega Prime symbol. It shows the full Omega Prime set with his big old sword. It shows Cerebros down there. He's a Titan Master, because fuck it. And we have the Optimus Prime set with him transforming with the base mode, as well as the fully armored Fire Convoy, as well as the fire truck. And we have Bluebolts, who's right here, who becomes Ultra Magnus's gun, or God Magnus's gun. She's a brand new character. Sorry about that. And yeah, Haslab logo right there. Some legal information. 40th anniversary. Transformers more than meets the eye. It's an authentic product. Hasbro. But now, without further ado, there's nothing much more we can do outside of getting it unboxed. So there's some tape right up here. Let's slice right through that. Hopefully I'll be able to sit down soon, because it comes in components. Isn't that nice? Alright. So, as far as things go, it looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes up here. You can see they're brown boxes. It says Haslab. 2, 1, some numbers. I don't know how these numbers work. I imagine it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Or what, we'll figure it out. And they have like little... You know what? Fuck it. We're doing this again. And it's going to screw everything up again. We got 4 boxes. 4 tiny little shippers inside the bigger shipper. I guess we'll go box by box, kind of. I think I can sit down now. Because not sitting down is like hell on the back. Sorry about that. It gets me really sweaty and tired. Makes me drop things. So we'll be going box by numbered box. Let's put a bunch of these to the side. So let's have this one. Haslab, that's a T. Whoa, we'll open up that one first, I guess. You know, this one, which is like a V with a line. Yep. Let's move you to the side as well. I imagine those are our big items. We'll start with this one, because this one has the least complex number on it. And then we'll also do this one after. Alright, so let's bring it downward. Alright, shipper box number 1. So we saw the Haslab and the number on the side. It's also on this side, just in case you open it from the bottom for some reason. And on here, it says Transformers. So, without further ado, let's crack in. No tape on it. As you get inside, you see, this is the final bonus, the big sword thing. I forget its name. This will take a second. Great, okay. We're back to plastic packaging. It comes in segments. We're back to plastic packaging, but we can remove this plastic segment, so we can just pop it out. Yeah, it comes in plastic segments, so I can just squeeze that back together. We have the big blade, first and foremost. Then we have these segments of the blade, like the hilt, I think. And then we have the stick that you hold it with. So we have these two. It's fairly lightly painted. The purple is purple plastic, but it's a fairly nice, shiny purple plastic. It's a little swirly, but, I mean, this is a magical weapon, kind of. There's some nice silver paint all along here, which I do appreciate. There's, like, text. I think it's in, like, Cybertronian, and it's supposed to say something, but... yeah, this is nice. And the other bits are just essentially plastic, which I guess I don't mind. Transformers, I don't mind if they're super plasticky because that makes them more playable. Whatever. So we get these bits. They become like the hilts or whatever, and it's nice that they essentially are double-sided on these wing bits so that it doesn't look too bad either way. And they're basically the same. As in, they're exactly the same. And then you get the stick. Some assembly is required. Put the stick in the thing, grab the sword blade, plonk that right there, and you squeeze it all together. And bada bing, bada boom. It's hard to get this on camera. So yeah. This thing is fucking massive. This thing is like 2 feet tall. Wibbly wobbly a little bit, which I mean, I guess is fine. I don't think it'll break or anything. But goodness gracious, this is big. Anyways. That's box number 1. Mystery box number 1. It's not a mystery box because I know what I purchased a year ago. Anyways, let's put that box to the side for later. Next up, we're going with the wide boy. I imagine I'll know what's in here. Number 2, Haslab. I imagine that's number 2. And it's the same on both sides. The other sides are blank. Yeah. And here, once again, it says Transformers and Hasbro. Nice little touch. Nothing too crazy. Let's open this mystery box. Let's see what is in here. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Lots of the bits and pieces. Give me a second as I grab something to nip with, because this will require nippers rather than just a knife. Yeah. Okay. Let me scoot forward again. Yep. Alrighty then. So, first off, we have our baggie full of instructions. It's thick as hell, honestly. Because it's not a booklet. It's just a tapestry. God damn it. I'm not going to open that too crazy right now. It is in color, though, which is always appreciated about these. Main component here, seemingly. It's dual layered. Okay. We have dual layers. Alright. Yep. First off, we'll look at the accessories here, as we tend to do on the channel. We're moving the box out of the way. Thank you very much for your service. In box 2, this is what you get. It's 2 layers of stuff. So, what you get in here is the fucking space bridge, a space highway, whatever. It's an RID thing. It's the display base for this set. It's a pair of roads, so you can have them be driving, because they're also cars, because it's got robots. Or you can have them stood up as robots. You see you get 2 display stands, little interlockers. Let's get everything out. So first off, we have these qubits. I dropped one already. Awesome. I'm very good with toys that are collectibles. Anyways, let's put that back in place. We got these 2 little qubits. They look like bits for the stand. They have some nice, like, little railing detail in there, which is nice. These 2 little, like, bolt-looking pieces, I imagine these are, like, kind of like Lego blocks looking ass. I imagine these are meant to lock the stands in place, kind of. So you got 2 of these. Okay. Anyways, we get a bit of bridge. I imagine this is for when it's single stand mode, which is what I'm probably going to do. You know what? That's been rough. For one of the other robots, Bluebolt, she gets these removable missiles. They're not missile launchable, but these were like a late edition. They gave her missiles, and they are in a nice white plastic. They're getting blown out like crazy by the exposure. But they have some nice detailing. Nothing too crazy. They're little white blaster thingies. Anyways, next up, let's get the stand bits out, because there is one robot on this layer before we hit accessories. Is there? No. Okay. Here we have one of the stand arms. The set comes with two, because obviously... Where'd I put Bluebolt? I'm stupid, I'll find her. Oh, there she is. I'm stupid and I have no object permanence. So we get two of these stands. They look nice. They almost look painted. They have a nice matte finish to them, which I appreciate. And they have some really nice sculpting. There's like a little X here, which looks nice, and a lot of scaffolding to help keep it up. And you get two of those. Anyways, next up, we have this little bit. This is part of the stand. I imagine this is, because like, yeah, these have the same port style. These are for connecting the two stands together. This is for when you only have one and you want it to just be a terminating road. Once again, very nicely sculpted. A lot of extra detail went into the sculpting, at least. That didn't have to be there. I kind of wish it was a little bit more painted like the other two stands, but I'll live with the extra detail that Lio Kaiser does not have, unfortunately. Anyways, finally, we have our first display stand. Once again, very nicely detailed, very cartoony. Looks like the weird hyperspace highway or whatever from the original show, from what I've heard. It looks nice. Here's what the bottom of it looks like, covered in the scaffolding to help make it cheaper to produce and also help it stay sturdy. Not really wobbly, which is nice. Nice little stand bit. Anyways, you get another one of the stand arms, but we get our first robot, finally, after, Jesus, 13 plus minutes because of the snafu at the start. Here we have Cerebro. I didn't realize this was coming with the set until very recently. Well, I mean, this wasn't... I knew about it, but it wasn't really, like, advertised as part of it until a lot later. Yeah, he's a Titan Master. He works like basically every Titan Master has since Titan's return, but he's got some unique sculpting, which is nice. He's got some silver right there. His arms are painted red. His legs are sculpted red, which makes them a lot paler, oddly enough. And he's got a head on his back, because he's a headmaster. It looks neat. I like how it looks. I haven't seen Robots in Disguise, so I don't know why the fuck he's here. He's like the head of the tiny head that goes... He's like for, like, Fort Max, right? I mean, I guess we get the Fort Max sword as well. There we go. Other stand arm is out. It's the exact same as the other one, so... Nothing too crazy to be like, whoa, that's bonkers. Now onto the secondary set. Lots of repeat here. We get another stand. Again, since there are two main large guys in the set, you get two main large stands. Oh, bent it a little bit there that I don't like. So yeah, you get another one of these little stand bumper thingies to help terminate the road. Come on. Very tightly packed. It feels nicer plasticky than, like, on most Hasbro products, but I still don't like when things are tightly clasped in there. And here we have this. But finally, we have to our first actual robot. And it'll be all robots, hopefully, from here on out. There'll probably be a little bit of accessorization, but we got a majority of the big accessories out of the way. Anyways, let's get a little closer, because we are looking at a deluxe class Transformer. Bluebolts. She is, like, brand new. Like, brand spanking new. Like, conceived for the set new. She is based on something. She is, God Magnus's gun. And it slides right out. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's flip her feet down, I think, or... Yeah, let's flip her little elf feet down, and... we have a weaponizer. This is Bluebolt. She is a gun. I like her a lot. She has a very fun design, a very atypical fembot design. Yes, she is a deluxe, but she doesn't, like, go crazy feminine, thankfully. Like, a lot of Transformers tend to do that. But I do like that this is sort of just like a robot who is a girl, and as a weird bionicle freak. This appeals to me a lot. She has two big gun arms like Kongu Mari. Yeah, she's like Kongu Mari. And she's got these big pauldrons. She's having a bit of trouble standing up, which is a bit unfortunate, but let's look at that head. I love this. This looks so good. The plastic has a nice matte finish on the head, and it's always that nice hard plastic, and there's a little silver on the back. But it is very well painted. It's full of personality, and I do love a robot with a face mask. She's got like this little reticle on the torso that like opens up for her head to move in. So anyways, let's, I guess, get to articulate our first articulation segment of the video. Head is on a ball joint. It doesn't really allow for a lot of tilt or up or down, unfortunately, but it does swivel, which is nice. Shoulders. Not trigger happy, but they are on this sort of shoulder assembly, so they can swivel. No butterfly. They can go in and out, like so. There is a essentially elbow swivel, but it's a bicep swivel. It's a peg. It can pop out, so be careful of that, because this is a weaponizer. A single bend at the elbow that gets greater than 90 degrees. Do these swivel? The weapons do swivel. There's a swivel here and a swivel here, which allows you to pose the gun hands. This one is sort of a 6-barreler, and this one's a big cannon. And you can slot the rockets in to them if you so choose. Are there tabs? There are tabs for the rocket on her back. Let me put these here to complete the look. There we are. There's the other one. But yeah, surprisingly, she has a waist swivel. This is very nice. No real torso articulation outside of that, but it's not very common for like something with extra gimmicks to have a waist swivel. But I appreciate it here nonetheless. It is very appreciated. It allows her to be a lot more expressive. Universal hips, which allow her to kick nice and tight, actually. Kick forward a lot, especially if you move the waist swivel. Move back just as far, because she's basically got unlimited range. And then kick out really far, I imagine, thanks to transformation. She has a thigh swivel, a knee bend, which is single-jointed, but thanks to the big gap in the back for the sake of transformation, goes really fucking far. And ankle tilts. A little locked up. Not a ton of ankle tilt, but there's a little bit. And toe bend. So yeah, she feels very expressive. She feels very fun. I like her a lot. Is this a peg? That's a peg. Waist swivel is a peg as well. A lot of the swivels are going to be pegs, because she's a weaponizer, so keep that in mind. Anyways, yeah, that's Bluebolt. She is wonderful. I love her so much. I don't know how I'm going to top 15 this. I imagine it'll make it. Basically, every other Haslab except for Giant Man has. And since this is a Transformers Haslab, it's a lot more likely. I'll see how this set goes. How I want to count it. But this, I really like Bluebolt. She's very fun. She didn't need to be here, but she is. And I imagine if like this wasn't a Haslab, she would not exist. But I am so thankful that she does, because she is just good fun. I guess let's put her to the side while we get to, I don't know which box is T. We're going with box T. I don't know who's in box T. Very similar, but in this sort of shape. It says Transformers, like all the rest of them. Sorry, Bluebolt. You know, I'm gonna have to move Bluebolt for the sake of space. Bluebolt. Go with these characters who get unboxings in August. Stay tuned for August. Anyways. Transformers. Let's see what mystery is in this large box. I don't think it's a larger box, but let's see who's in here. Ooh, yes, I'm doing what I want. Next up is Ultra Friggin' Magnus. But first off, a separate little container that has all of your chromey bits. This is something they've been doing since Deathsaurus to help protect the chrome on its own. I kind of wish they also had like a little plastic layer like some import figures do, but it's cleanly sandwiched. So the chromey bits for the set that come in this part of the box are the antennae from Mega Prime, which look very nice. They're made out of a white plastic, given this nice golden sheen. Put that down. So you get one for each side, feels a little sticky, so let's just be careful of that. But mainly for this set, or for this part of the set, we have Ultra Magnus's logo, which doesn't have the Autobot symbol? Let me wipe that off. That's weird. There might be some other assembly. I'll see. But yeah, nice blue. There's like hair, not scratching, but like hair, and it looks so shiny. It's so, the blue is a really nice blue. The silver is a really nice silver. On the back, you can see some of the mechanics, some of the normal plastic. It's like it doesn't look like it might be made of clear plastic, but like none of the clear plastic is like joints. They're like glued in place. Yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna put that to the side. Anyways, yeah, I don't know, huh? Was that supposed to be there? I don't know. Anyways, this layer then comes off. And then we get... Okay, never mind. It's fine. There's a little bit of extra plastic there. But here we have Robots in Disguise, Ultra Magnus. Some assembly required. So there's the Autobot symbol right there that I was worried about. Nice and shiny as well. And you just... Let me straighten this out. You plonk that right there. Stay in place. Damn you. You might need to force it in there a little bit more than I am. Yeah, because there's like there's tabs on the part. There we go. Be careful, because it looks like it can come undone a little bit easy, or like undone these sides. But once you get it locked in, it's locked in for good. Essentially, put it down like that. And wherever the God Magnus head is, I'll have to check for that for the earpieces. But here we have God Magnus's vehicle mode. I'm glad I'm going with this one first, because this is the vehicle mode. Like, this is not the main reason about the set. This is honestly a little bit under Bluebolt. But yeah, let's put Bluebolt in for scale, because they go together. Bluebolt is Magnus's gun. So at the front, you can see some very nice detail. The white is really good. It's like a slightly off-white, but it still looks very nice. I can start putting things back for the sake of the box. Things like that. Things like that. There we go. Anyways, very nice shade of like off-white. There's a little bit of metallic potentially in there. The clear bits are an alternate clear. I think I found the head. Can I... Okay, I'm gonna have to undo the transformation a little bit. A little sneak preview for myself, I guess. Because I want to be able to get in there. There we are. So I can get these earpieces in. Don't want those to chip. Whoop-a-doop. Okay, give me a sec. Sorry, I'm going to do something off screen real quick so I can get these earpieces in. I don't think this is the way to do it. Oh. Ruh-oh. Okay, I am fully disassembling this bitch. There we are. Got the head out. Okay, getting the head into place. So you gotta kind of disassemble it a little bit, or detransform it a little bit to get the chromey bits in, and then imagine we slot those down a little bit. make it fit in the transformation. There we go, and then we go. Sorry for the delay, guys. It's really awkward, I know. Boo. There we go. Now we have it fully assembled. You need to essentially undo these side latches. I'm sorry I didn't properly show it. And then wiggle these out of the way because they're on like these little metal pins. Yeah, wiggle them to the side so that you have enough room to open this hatch and get those attached. There is a little bit of like A and B in it, so you shouldn't screw it up too easily. And then slide it back, everything back into place. Whoa. And then we have God Magnus fully assembled. So yeah, this is the only one that I think requires assembly, from what I remember. Oh, that popped off. Better pop off than break, I guess. I'm being a little bit rough as I try to get it back into place. There we go. But yeah, nice long troop carrier. It is able to hold troops, I believe, if you bring these undone, I think, and then have them... Or not those undone, really. You don't need those bits undone. You need to get those from these pegs. You can also move these out of the way so that the ramp can go down. Play features, and the ramp also looks very nice. It's covered in texturing, if you look at it. But you move that out of the way, and then you can do that. And then pull this in like so, and now it's got the ability to move the vehicle. Move vehicles in here, because these are ramps. So you can put small cars in there. Deluxe scale, I believe, is what they've been saying. Which makes enough sense, but it's always nice to have a trailer. So yeah, this might be a post-transformation thing, but it's... Or like the surface. It's having a bit of a hard time getting all the wheels to roll, but it's getting enough of them to where I don't think it's scraping anything. But yeah, you've got all pinned wheels, and they're all nicely painted. They have some nice silver detailing. Ooh, that's a bit weird. Most of the windows on the front cab are clear, except for these ones, which are painted blue, which sticks out a bit. I kind of wish they were a darker tone or like a metallic, or this. It should have been this so it could have fit in a bit better with those. You can barely see the head through there. I mean, you can kind of see it, but not really. But the shaping of the truck is always nice. It's perfect for like the original toy and the original series. And there's some nice spacing to fit little guys in there. And yeah, on the bottom, there's kibble. But it's very weird kibble. But yeah, that's Ultra Magnus. We'll get to him more later in the video. This is going to be a long one, I can already tell. Because we're looking at 3 figures. Finally, box number V. Same on both sides. You get a number there for like production stuff. Transformers and Hasbro. We've gone over it. There's only one thing this can be. That being the main event, which does have some chrome of his own. So let's get it. So first off, upper layer, something you don't want to miss. The chrome silver. This is also for the earpieces on this Optimus Prime. They look kind of like tiny blasters. They look very... I mean, they're meant to be kind of like water hoses, I think, to help with the illusion, but... Yeah, nice silvery plastic. Yeah, nice and good looking. Pew, 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 pew. Anyways, let's get the rest of this out. Another little clear layer. Ooh. There's a little bit of plastic here. There's that plastic there to, I guess, help protect the cab. There's some fucking cardboard to help keep things down. First off, I want to say... This is heavy, which I always like. Move things out of the way. Move that to the floor. Oh, shit. Fuck. One last thing. There's one final accessory, and it's hiding, so don't throw it out. Come on, there we go. You can see it. I'm gonna get out of the plastic real quick. This is... fucking Optimus Prime's dinky-ass blaster. It's really tiny, really small. It's got a wheel. Yeah. Anyways, I did not realize there would be that plastic on, like, this, like, shrink wrap, essentially, on here. Let's snip that. Get it undone. Ooh, it's like a weird bag, kind of. Anyways, you got 2 of those and 1 little bit of cardboard. There we go. Yep. So you get some of those. Let's get a little bit of cardboard in there. I imagine to help keep the shape of the ladder. Hopefully that's not too much of an issue over time. Fire truck. It's a fire truck. Whoo, baby. Now that is a motherfucking fire truck. There's some assembly acquired, as previously mentioned. Take them. I think they're parallel. So I think you can just go like skaboosh. Ooh. I can see it already. Skaboosh. And yeah. Yeah, this is nice. This is really nice. So this is Optimus Prime as a fire truck. From Robots in Disguise / Car Robots. Let's get those out. These flick out. So this is the most featured. Who's are on ball joints? Okay. There's articulation, so we'll have to get through that. First off, let's look at aesthetics. This is C001, I guess, is its designation. Let me. There we go. Look at everything back in box, kind of. Not really. Boop. We're all done with the main part of the unboxing. Kind of. Yeah, let's take a look at everything. So first off, clear plastic windows, which I always love. They look very nice, and they have some nice backing that makes it look like chairs, which also looks very nice. The red is a little bit light, in my opinion. It's a bit of a plasticky red, which, I mean, I guess is kind of the original toy, too, so it's nothing to be too complaining about, but the finish could be a little bit nicer, but again, it's fine. We got the headlights painted, which looks so nice. Unfortunately, no detailing on the tires like the original rubber tires, but these are plastic tires, so they won't decay on you as quickly. Yeah, so on the side, you got more windows. You got a lot of nice ribbed detail. You can see it's a bit panely, but, I mean, that's the nature of the beast. Some nice ribbed detail, and it looks just as nice as, like, the original toy, essentially. It looks so good. It looks so good. It looks so good. The silvery plastic could be a little bit nicer, but this is fine. It's toyetic. I like toys. I like toys. I like toys. Anyways, it does roll. Rolls a bit better than the Ultra Magnus did, which I appreciate. There's an Autobot logo right there, painted very nicely. This side's the plain side, because on the other side, it has in Japanese Cybertron, because as the Japanese show, they call the Autobots the Cybertrons. Oh, things are a little trapped. So yeah, very nice. Anyways, I guess we gotta get on to articulation. The head moves kind of back there, but it's very obvious that the head's back there, but I mean, that's the design. I think these swivel a little bit. Yeah, the headlights swivel a little bit, but like that's just something to be careful of. But the main articulation you're getting is right here. Here, let's look at the top. You can see some of that nice silvery paint where the arms are. It just looks so nice, and some nice hardy screws are also in there. And you can also see some peg holes and some of the chrome, and it looks so pretty. Anyways, as far as articulation goes, the blasters here, the water cannons essentially here at the front, you can flip them out. They go, yep, hinge upward for the, it hinges full 90 degree, even further back, it hinges a whole 180. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can. I think it also swivels. Less of a loud ratchet there. Yeah, also, this is where God Magnus comes in. He has a little chair to sit in. Or not God Magnus. This is where Cerebro comes in. He's got a little chair. That's neat. Anyways, yeah, we got that. This swivels, as you'd expect. All of these flip out Not spring-loaded, as in the original toy. But they spring out, well, they move out, they swivel out, and you got missiles. Let's angle it to the side so you can see it a little better. Sorry, it's not the best cinematography. I'm bad at video. Anyways, the top, as far as a gimmick goes, I think it lengthens out. Does it lengthen out? It should. Yeah, it does. It should. It should lengthen out, but I don't know how to do it. I don't want to break it. This is very expensive. But it does lengthen out. And it lengthens out to essentially double the length, which we don't really have space on here for. But let's do a little size comparising. So here we have Optimus Prime. Here we have slash Fire Convoy. Here we have God Magnus slash Ultra Magnus. Here's Bluebolt. Anyways, this isn't the end of the video. I know, right? This is like nearly 50 minutes, probably. Well, first off, what I need to do is go a little bit more in depth. Oh yeah, also the cannon weapon storage. It should pop just right on the bottom, I think, somewhere. Oh, there's a little bit of paper here. Little protective paper. I didn't notice that. Don't forget the little protective paper. Yes, it's not a peg hole. It just slots in like right here, I think. Probably. Let me get that into place. Oh, okay. You slot it in like so. There we go. And that can fit in there. And you got an extra wheel at the front. Anyways, this is the trio, but you gotta see their robot modes at least a little bit, so catch me back in a few seconds. Yeah. Alright, everyone, welcome back. Segment number 2. Here we are. We are starting with Optimus Prime's base mode. Optimus Prime's base mode. You know, it's the one. It's basically the one from the original. You know how it is. It's a bundle of parts. I've always found it looks a little nice. But there are a couple of wibbly bits. These side bits do not hold on very well. They're basically held in with there's like a 5mm peg there that connects these two, and a 5mm peg here that connects these two. That's not super solid, but at least all like the core is solid. There's like 2 tabs here, which is really interesting. And yeah, but like it comes down to essentially assembling it all together. Nothing too crazy. But as we move in closer, I get a little bit taller. So look at our first robot. God Magnus. God Magnus. God Magnus. He's all leg. As he is in the original. Yeah. He's nothing crazy, honestly. I've never been crazy about this design, and for me it feels more like a means to an end as a part of the whole set. But it's very toyetic. He's all leg, no torso. This actually locks in very nicely. It is very tight. It's all very nice. As far as transformation goes, it was fine. A little fiddly. There were some parts that were very, very tight. These back wings required my whole palm to like push them down. But it does lock into place very nicely. Nothing feels too wibbly-wobbly. I mean, these kind of feel like I might pull them off a little bit too much, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything feels fine on God Magnus. As far as details go, he's mostly plastic, but where he is painted is very nicely. So I got the head, as with another figure that we'll see in a second. He has chromed out eyes, which looks very nice. Yeah, chromed out eyes. They're nice and shiny, and they add a lot of life, especially in the light. I kind of wish more Transformers did this, but since this is a higher budget piece, I get why. He's got some nice paint on the torso and on these shins with the Mitsubishi stuff. And he's also got a really cleanly painted Autobot symbol on the head. And he's covered in detail, but also, if you turn him around, he's really awkward and hollow, but I mean, that's the design. Anyways, as far as articulation goes, I don't want to spend too much time on this. Head is on a ball joint that's very stiff. Not able to look up pretty decently far. Not really able to look down, but it is able to swivel and has some slight tilt. There's like a swivel here. Yeah, there's a swivel here and a swinging joint out that way. Boop, doop. We know that. There's a bicep swivel, which is very nice. Single jointed elbow, which is around 90 degrees. Hands are able to swivel. Thumb moves in and out. Hands move in and out so that you can do that handshake. Which I won't be showing off. People have shown it off. No waist swivel, which is fair, I guess. As far as hips, oh yeah, that can move out like that, I guess, if you unlatch it accidentally. Anyways, as far as hips go, ratchets out all the way. No real backward movement as it's blocked by, like, the ass. Kicks forward a ton because he's all leg. Thigh swivel, which feels a bit loose, all things considered. Single jointed knee, but it's able to go in very deeply because he basically has no calf. Moving all the way down to the foot, there's no swivel, but there is a pivot. It's slight, but it's enough. There's no real forward and backward, but there is a slight amount of heel movement. He's nice. He gets the job done, really, though. That's how I feel about Ultra Magnus. But the real star of the show, the segment, is, well, Optimus Prime. The base body of Fire Convoy is far better than I expected, honestly. For one, my biggest problem is the aesthetics. He feels a bit wide. Honestly, he's like a bit chunky, a bit wide, which is a bit of a thing for Warforce Cybertron, but especially feels evident here. It's something. And a second small note is that I found these spoilers, they're really just on thin 5mm tabs, so I found them falling off a lot, so please be careful with that. But God, is this thing magnificent. First off, head, nice and shiny. It's covered in already a nice shiny plastic, and it's very well sculpted. Let's get in closer on it. Very well sculpted, but again, that gold chrome really pulls through, and it's just such a nice, pretty looking head. And then the torso also brings it in together. As a side note, in transforming this was really fun. There were so many weird little steps to getting this little torso working. Like, as you move these in, these auto-morphed, there were little latches for the feet, but especially cool was the hands. The hands are kind of sliding railed in here, but the way you push them out is not by pulling them out in any way. You push out this arm panel till it locks in, swivel, and then you can push the arm panel back, and this stays in place. It is ingenious, honestly. It is absurd how well done it is. Also, fairly minimal backpack, thanks to the parts formariness. He looks good. He's got the same backpack essentially as the old one, which is what I was expecting. But yeah, he has his rinky-dink blaster, made out of the wheels. We all know this. Yeah, and the paint also, like, there's a little bit of paint mismatch between the reds, but it looks fine. It looks fine. And there's just so many little bits. And also, he's big. He's nice and big, and he may not scale super well with other things, but he feels big and good and in hand. He makes me feel like a child with a Transformer again, which is a feat, honestly. This is just a perfect size. It fits in my perfect Bionicle scaled robot size. It's about the size of, like, a G2 Bionicle, which is, again, perfect action figure size, in my opinion. Perfect robot action figure size, at least. It looks so nice. But, even adding on to that, the fucker's absolutely coated in articulation. Again, the head is on a ball joint. Head is on a ball joint, which is a little bit more expressive. It's able to get some nice tilt. It'll look up a little bit, down a little bit, and it's able to swivel, though it's very tight, so be careful. No real butterfly. I mean, it can kind of butterfly back, but that does move the tit. As you can see, automorphs a little to get the proper shaping. There are two hinges in the shoulder. There's this one, which if you want to get really high, and that one, which allows for his shoulders to go all the way up. And there is a swivel there, obviously, which is always nice. Well, not really a bicep swivel, more of an elbow swivel, but it's bicep swivel. 90-degree elbow, which gives a little bit, or single elbow, which is able to get a little bit more than 90 degrees. And the hand swivels. Probably the most disappointing part for people is that the backpack does obscure waist swiveling a little bit, but if you move the torso rail up a little bit, you can also get ab crunch. This thing ab crunches, and that gets you a little bit more swivel. It does lock itself in place still because of the backpack, but that's able to get you even more swivel, and it's awesome. And then you just need to go like that, and you're good. Anyways, thighs are the same thighs as on the main robot, so it's going to be nice and ratchety tight, so it's able to kick forward that far, backward, not quite as far, because the backpack, outward, practically all the way, a little bit hindered by the side skirts. So there's a bicep swivel and a knee swivel. That's fucking bonkers. A single jointed knee, it'll get a little under 90 degrees. That works fine. And the ankles, able to move forward a little bit. And you see there goes the spoiler again. It'll go forward a bit, backward a bit, and pivot a little bit. So yeah, so far, this Optimus is the star of the show. But he ain't done yet, because we still need to armor him up in two main ways. So I'll be back. And we're back once more with the next part, which I think is going to end up being my favorite part. We shall see with Omega Prime. However, this is going to be tough to beat, because next up we are looking at full-powered fire Convoy. And this is so good. For one, it's massive. This thing is like a foot fucking tall, and it's not just tall, it's bulky. Like, look at the sheer size of this thing. I'm going to bring in Ultra Magnus for the sake of scaling. But, oh my god. He is taller by a little bit, but he's also just so much bulkier. And here's a deluxe class Bluebolt for scale. As far as, like, figures, let's go with, like, a standard 6-inch one. Here is the SH Figuarts Izuku Midoriya. Jesus Christ, this thing is huge. And despite being huge, it doesn't lose out much on the articulation front. And, I mean, let's start with aesthetics. First off, he has a quick little gimmick. I mean, of course, he can go like the... For one, locking in the torso is a little bit fussy. Yeah, so let me lock it in better in place. While we're on camera. You know what? I'm going to pause so I can save storage. Alright, we're back. I got it better locked into place. I have that leg fully swiveled. Anyways... It can use its shoulder as a cannon, as you can tell. I did fucking drop some shit. Give me a second. No, I'm gonna pause again. Anyways, yeah, I'm back. I had to lock it in better in place. It's a little frustrating to get this torso armor on, but once it's locked in, it's locked in. Anyways, the shoulder cannon, as you saw, fully locks into place. Again, the frustration with the back headlights is still there. It's very delicate, those things. So just be careful with them. They plonk right back into place. I'm pretty sure they're kind of meant to be removed, but whatever. Anyways, the sculpting, again, is fantastic. All the new extra details that are added by the armor, so resplendent. He has a titty matrix. You flap that open, and there's also some nice chrome there. You also get more of that chrome with the head, which is just oh so pretty. Oh, such a nice looking head. It looks perfect. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Anyways, we saw, also a side note for a little frustration, while this does work well as a third leg, essentially, the hinge it's on is fairly floppy. I kind of wish this locked into place a little bit better. Like, I get why, but it does allow for some stability issues. Whatever, it's fine, because everything else is so good. Anyways, let's get into articulation real quick. Let me get a little bit tighter in here. So the head is on a hinge and a ball joint, so it's able to look up that far. Wait. Actually, just it's able to look up about that far. Thanks to the hinges, it's on. It's able to look down that far. Thanks to the hinges, it's on. Like, it's on a series of hinges, kind of. Has barely any, a little bit of tilt, actually. And is able to swivel. This is a bit loose, but it's fine. Anyways, shoulders have the same articulation, essentially, as the original shoulders. The inner joint isn't able to get as high, but that's compensated for with the upper joint. It's able to get about that far. There's a little bit of butterfly as well, which kind of hinges in and out. There's a little bit of butterfly that goes forward and back, which is very impressive. Same swivel there, same single-jointed elbow there. The hand has a swivel, can hinge inward and outward. There's the thumb that can go in and out, and the hands can open up like so. Very nice indeed. While the shoulders are a little bit more impeded, the waist swivel's a little bit less impeded. The kibble does not get as in the way. There's still a little bit of in the wayness, but that works a lot better. And there's still a little bit of bicep curl, not a ton, and it does kind of sag back thanks to the cannon, but it's fine. This hinges out of the way to get out of the way of the legs, which we're going to hinge down for. there are the legs are the same. This part of the leg is the same. This part of the leg is the same. This part of the leg is the same. The only difference is there's no ankle pivot here on these feet, and they can hinge down and a little bit up, but yeah. Anyways, for something of this size, it is expressly well articulated. It is so good. This is a really good toy. But there is one last thing we need to handle. And that's going Omega, I guess. And they need to do a handshake. I'm not going to show on camera. I guess let's transform this thing. No dramatic reveal time because he is too big, but here it is. Omega Prime. And yeah, I'm not super fond of this mode usually. I don't like the way that the shoulders are laid out. Usually. But God, does this figure make it work. Like, oh my God, it is very pretty. The blue, obviously, in the front, obviously makes it work a lot. But oh my God, it's a lot of work to get here, to be fair. It's a lot more complex of a transformation than doing all this. But goodness gracious, is it so pretty to look at. First off, I'm going to get in on that head, because that's where a lot of the chrome is. And you can see the chrome blue eyes and the chrome gold on the... Something to note. Mine's a little bit yellowed, I think. Might just be a me copy. It's something to keep in mind. It's not too noticeable, especially away from everything, but it's something to keep in mind. That it's a little bit yellow. The white, mainly on Ultra Magnus's panels, are a little bit yellowed sometimes, but that's unfortunate. But I'll live. It's not too big of a problem. I don't know if I've got it fully in place, but like, yeah, oh my goodness, this thing is huge. And I'm not going to worry too much about articulation. It's basically the same as we've looked at for the Optimus Prime body. I'm going to, like, these get out of the way and these get out of the way to help the shoulders, and like these also get out of the way. So the shoulders aren't going to be able to go all the way up, but they're able to go basically to a T-pose from what I can tell. The legs are basically the same. The only big difference is that the ankle tilt is a little awkward. Oh, yeah, the sword, does not like to stay in. So I'm just going to let that fall. And the head is going to look up, look down, swivel, tilt. And hands. Hands are the other big change. Thumb, and there's actually a 2-finger split, so it's able to go in like here and there. Those are the main changes, and also I think that this can go up if you need it to swivel out of the way, and these can move out of the way a little bit. But like, this thing's just impressive. It's a lot. I want to do a bigger video on this at some point, which is like, or not bigger, but like more scripted. But like, goddamn, this is a lot. It's a lot of toy. Obviously, this video is very long for a reason, but yeah, I think if you were able to get your hands on this, you will be glad, and it'll probably be worth it if you are a big RED 2001 fan to get it secondhand. I'm not sure if it'll be worth it to get it secondhand if you're not, but yeah, this is vying for figure of the year. Honestly, the closest to contender for figure of the year, I think, of all the Haslabs I've gotten is this toy. This is the best Haslab. This is the best Haslab Transformers product, at least from what I've gotten. I don't have Unicron, but I don't think Unicron could beat this. Yeah, I highly recommend it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it's so long. Don't forget to do all the usual YouTube stuff. Let me know if you want to see more Transformers videos. I'm considering doing more. But if you want to see more Transformers videos, do let me know by letting me know in the comments, liking this video, subscribing to the channel for more content like this. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. I'm running out of storage. Bye-bye!